Yes. How are we, everybody? So we are a bit early today than usual, but we are kicking. We're ready for it. If you're ready for it, obviously let me know in the chat that you're ready for it. But yeah, thank you to those of you that have joined, at least so far. It's great to have you here. And of course, we are looking at the market today, which has been, in no other word for it, falling off a cliff. Obviously, last night on stream, we had this monster shakeout, didn't we? We had this monster shakeout on stream last night. So we was lucky enough, to be live watching this. And I did long it, and I left the long open. And yeah, now I'm like kind of disappointed in myself for leaving it open, because we rebounded quite well. So by the time I went to bed, we was up here, and I was thinking, it's a good position. Like, you know, if that was the liquidation, we start running back up, then that is just a prime entry. What's even more annoying is I did actually try and get in from here, and it didn't let me in. So I would actually still even be in the green now, had that been the case. But yeah, I've just held it open, and yet again we've just been bleeding down slowly. But I just thought, you know what, the entry is so good when you zoom out. If I do come down, and obviously it comes towards liquidation, and so be it. But I just kind of just letting nature take its course, shall we say. Just letting nature take its course and being like, if this turns out to be a great entry in a couple of days, a week, 2 weeks time, then awesome. If it takes me out, then the market is cooked, isn't it? So, but happy Monday. Yeah, to those, everyone in the UK, happy Bank Holiday Monday. It's an absolute scorcher, so I hope you're enjoying it. Like done, yeah, please do make sure you all drop your likes in, get your likes in. Gary is long on ETH. Where from, mate? Where are you from? ETH has been taking a bit of a hit on it, which is no probably surprise given we did poke above all-time high, and then obviously Bitcoin took everything down with it yesterday, so it seems to be undergoing a pullback. We'll look at ETH in a second. Afternoon discipline, seems you're early. Yeah, I'm early today, mate. A bit early because I wouldn't mind getting out and enjoying some of the bank holiday sun. But I'm still here for you guys, of course. Still doing the stream, still getting it in. So I haven't taken the day off. But I thought, we'll just get it in slightly earlier so I can get out in the afternoon and at least, get some of the sun in. So yeah, do forgive me for that, but I'm sure you all understand. Yeah, I mean, Eve. So obviously the black line. Let's name it. So hang on. So we'll name that all-time high. So that's the previous all-time high of obviously. Actually, why are we labeling it that? Let's just label it the 2021 all-time high, which is what it is. So that's the 2021 all-time high. Obviously, we had the all-time high created last week, didn't we, on Friday? We did obviously nip over that, and then we created this tweezer top here. So that's like a perfect tweezer top, really, on them hourly candles. And then we have since, tumbled down. We're down, obviously, just over 4% on the day. But we are coming in to obviously filling in some of the impulse move up. Obviously, Bitcoin has well and truly done that, hasn't it? And more, where ETH is still, very much up from Friday. So still in a strong position. When you look at the two, this was Bitcoin's impulse move up. Look at that. What a terrible, terrible sell. Like, that is an awful sell-off, isn't it? It just can't catch a bid. So when you look at the two, ETH is obviously still in a very good place compared to Bitcoin, because, it would have to come here just to retrace its impulse move up, where, in Bitcoin's terms, it's basically that would be ETH going to like 4K, 4K, 4.1K-ish. So, yeah, still quite good. Not bad at all. Obviously, we want to be a bit wary of the S&P today. If this starts to pull back and fill this in, then, God help what happens to Bitcoin from there. I really don't know. But someone is selling an unfounded amount of Bitcoin. Now, obviously, I think over the weekend there was like another huge whale, wasn't there, selling off Bitcoin to move into ETH. So, yeah, I don't really know. It's a bit of a double-edged sword because they're doing it at such an aggressive pace. If we look back over the past, what will this be now, like 10, 11 days, maybe 12 days, something. Obviously, just huge sell-off on Bitcoin, despite this, sell-off. But with them moving into ETH, they are crushing the market as well. Like, obviously, what happened to Bitcoin yesterday has, obviously sent ETH back down, a good near 10%, really, just, around 9%. So they are crushing the market at the same time, which doesn't make much sense. You want to kind of, and they're not really slowly moving out of it. Now, I still don't know whether this was a fat finger or what, but it was crazy to watch. But yeah, hoping on Bitcoin from here, hoping on Bitcoin is we bounce from here and don't give people the sweep of an entry. So I think maybe, what people are potentially waiting for here is a sweep of this, then see obviously some low time frame strength to enter, and then obviously rip it back up, taking out stops below here. That is obviously the prime entry currently as it stands. Now, does it make sense to give people that entry or not? We'll have to see. Apart from that, obviously, if we zoom out, we have got this we've got this block here, which does kind of tie in with the, if we go and mark it out, let's go and mark out last year's high. Hang on. Yeah, so let's mark out last year's high, which is 109,588, which obviously falls within this grey area that I've got outlined. Now, I think as long as we hold this, I think we're actually quite good. So I'm not too worried just yet. So yeah, I'm not worried just yet, but I mean, without question, we need some Bitcoin strength, don't we? You know, that is without question. We need some Bitcoin strength because it's just going to take the rest of the market with it. GM Haller, how we doing? Gary says it's down now, but I was in just below 4,500. That's good. It's good entry. I like it. Yeah, that's not bad. Still too scared to hold anything other than cash until October. Too much room to make mistakes here. Yeah, well, I suppose, yeah, it depends on what your strategy is, doesn't it? I'm guessing, Pellin, you like to see the market show bullishness before you enter or get into a time of bullishness, as opposed to maybe buying blood and, you know, obviously hoping for the best. GM Dave, I'd sold some Bitcoin over the weekend. You fucker. I had a feeling it was you, Wiz. You fucker. What a fat finger that was, mate. What was you doing? Hey, how did you manage that? Bloody hell. That must have been one hell of a fat finger. Yeah, we watched that on stream last night. It was crazy. It just come out of nowhere, because I tell you what, this is how fast it come about, right? This is how fast it come about last night. So price was around here, and I was in from like 114.8, and I had my stop loss at 113.4, I think it was. And literally 1 minute we were there, I went off the trading view chart. I flicked over to BLOFIN, and it was down at like 113,500. It just dropped like nearly $1,000 within like the space of me clicking over. So I was like, whoa, what's going on? And obviously it eventually ended up unwinding, didn't it? And it took me out of my position. And then I managed to get in lower, currently, obviously, where we're open. At the moment, I've, full retrace, just bag hold in this position from last night, just retrace the hold, move back down. But yeah, and then, yeah, it's just crazy. Because it just come out of nowhere. It literally just come out of nowhere. Bitcoin just liquidating both long and short. Yeah, I'm hoping we go back up. I like buying blood. Buying blood can obviously be the best, the most profitable thing, innit? Look at March, April, with the tariff crash. Severe blood, best time to buy. But yeah, let's have a look at what MicroStrategy is doing. Oh God, look at that. Coinbase. Oh, Circle. Oh. I tell you what, Wiz, have you looked much at this one? Someone mentioned that this is Peter Thiel's stock, is it, or something? ETHZilla. Is this Peter Thiel's stock or something? I don't know too much about it. But he's got something to do with it, and aren't they trying to raise 10 billion to buy ETH, this company, ETHZilla? You know much about it, or your thoughts on it? I don't know. I mean, it was down horrifically, wasn't it? On Friday, minus 31%. But yeah, the market not really reacting to that raise as well, because it's not even up pre-market either. So yeah, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything, but someone just mentioned it in the Discord. Considering swapping a third Bitcoin for ETH before market opens. Gary. Gary shows violence. Gary's about to nuke us. Anyone with an open Bitcoin position, watch out. Bloody hell, Gary, what are you doing? I don't know. It's an interesting take. I mean, yeah, I don't really know where I stand on it, to be honest. I don't really know where I stand. I don't know whether... I mean, obviously, ETH can go into price discovery, can't it? And, there's obviously good argument to suggest Bitcoin has either topped out already, is near a top, or you know, potentially the downtrend has already begun. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether I really don't know. I'm glad that you didn't ask me because I really just wouldn't know what to say, whether that's a good idea or not. But doesn't matter what I think, mate. It's all about what you think. Yes, it's on my list, but not going near it. Yeah, no. I sold a lot of bio and I've taken the day off. Have a look at it, please, Dave. Yeah, let's see. It might still be on. It should actually still be down here, I think. Bio. No. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that. That looks like a blow-off top wick, doesn't it? That, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a high-wave candle. So a high-wave candle is where you get a small body like that. Not a doji. You know, a doji's like that. Obviously not very big wicks. No, sorry, that's a spinning top, innit? Spinning top, not a doji. That's a doji where the body's like basically flat. That's a spinning top. High-wave candle is basically spinning top, but you have obviously massive volatility either side like that. But obviously the body still closes as a small one. So that obviously is what you look for in a trend reversal, whether that be low time frame, high time frame, whatever. So, I mean, yeah, it looks obviously it's came into a pretty interesting point, hasn't it? Here, I think, yeah, I mean, to me that looks done. Looks done to me. I'd be shocked if it didn't pull back, at least at first. If it was to carry on to say up towards here, maybe. If it was to carry on up towards there, I'd be surprised if it didn't pull back first and then ripped again. You know, a bit like a cup and handle pattern. So, you know, maybe like, oh, bloody hell. You know, maybe like just slowly drift down, get your handle in. If you like looking at that, there's your cup, and then obviously drift down lower, and then at some point obviously go again then. But you know, that's obviously largely up for debate. But yeah, nice move, mate. Obviously big move. What's that in the end? It's like a 5-6x, something like that. Obviously Stonksy caught it beautifully, so there we go. But I mean, Bitcoin. What is it doing? But yeah, please do make sure, if you haven't already, drop a like on today's video. It will be massively appreciated by myself, which I can tell you it certainly is. And yeah, it does help out the stream, and obviously it doesn't take you much at all. You just hit that like button. So yeah, please do it. We've only got 6 likes, so 24 people watching, 6 likes. We can do much better than that. Please do drop it. And yeah, we will carry on. But yeah, you guys let me know what you would like me to look at next, and do remember, of course, nothing in this show is financial advice. So yes, something to note. Obviously, big fat disclaimer, but just for you to note that as well. But yeah, let me know what you'd like me to look at. I'm just going to get a quick drink and take my hat off for a second because it is mightily hot. But I'm still here, don't worry. I'm still here, just going to get a quick drink, take my hat off, wave my hair around a bit while it is very hot. And yeah, what did everyone do over the weekend? Let me know. How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Do. Right, let's go. Oh, where's something to comment on that? Right. So, You're obviously talking about an AI football betting website. There is a thing that has been released in the past month or so called football.fun. And basically, it's like, Premier League fantasy football. It's like that. And you basically just buy shares in players, which can obviously go up. It's got like a market in it and stuff. Anyway, I seen someone tweet about it, and this shit happens to me all the time. If I'd just actually take notice of what people are saying and do a bit of research when I see these things, I'd be so much better off. But anyway, saw someone tweeting about it on Friday, and I didn't look into it too much. Anyway, the game is 10x. It's like obviously it's like a gamify type of thing, but obviously with football. Anyway, like all the players and stuff have at least 10x. So you put $1,000 in, and say you put $1,000 in and you buy shares of like Salah with the $1,000, or you go in and you just spread it across maybe like Haaland, Kane, whoever. They're like all like loads of players of like 3, 4, 5, 6x, some of 10, like Salah and that of 10x. I didn't even take any notice of it, and yeah, just a 10x done. So, yeah, saw it. Fees and nuts on it though. 5% trading fee. Yeah, but the things have done 10x with. They've done 10x since Friday. Like the players, like Salah's done. I think Salah's done over 10x on it now. So 5% trading fee doesn't really matter, does it? If something's doing a 10x, I'd pay that all day. So yeah, annoying, but yeah, there we go. It's another lesson. I mean, honestly, the amount of times I could tell you that type of thing has happened to me. Honestly, I'd have made so much more money if I just actually took the time to stop, do a couple minutes of research and then move on it. But yeah, there we go. So missed the boat on that. If the players get a large pullback, then I probably would maybe jump in on just one player, maybe Salah or something. But I don't know what's going on anyway. Oh, here we go. Tom Lee's Bitmine bought over 800 million of ETH over the past week. Billionaires just coming together to pump ETH. Brilliant. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm a bit salty about that. Can I short? I don't know. I don't know whether you can perp trade the value of players on there. I tried to get on it, but it has a geo blocker on it, so you obviously have to use VPN. But yeah, I'm so pissed, man. I mean, 10x. Honest to God, even $100 in it is $1,000 in it. I mean, you take that for 3 days, wouldn't you? But yeah, there we go. I mean, let's have a look at Solana. So Solana's been falling off quite a bit because obviously we had this run, didn't we? We had this run, and then there was obviously some news last night about Galaxy and a few other funds / companies looking to raise money to buy Solana. We obviously got the spike up above these equal highs here. See them equal highs? Bang. And then we've sold off aggressively. So a bit of a sell the news / just obviously sell off with the market on Solana. Overall, obviously still strong. That is its highest price since... So that was Solana's highest price. And obviously it's been doing this kind of week after week on it for the past 3 weeks. But, since February. So last week, obviously. But as you can see, we've kind of been tagging them levels. One thing, obviously, a bit to be wary of is obviously the last time we got this kind of pattern. You see these higher high patterns on the thing going, and we just went bang. 1, 2, 3. Oh, not again, please. So yeah, something to be a bit wary of. I don't know if Solana's a bit of a bad omen when it's like pumping on its own, because obviously we had that, didn't we, in January when Trump launched his coin. Solana just went nuclear to the upside, and then that kind of marked the top. I don't know whether, when you see Solana pumping on its own, I think it's starting to become a bit of a bad omen for the market. I would like to go back and maybe have a look at that. But yeah, doing all right. What else have we got? I mean, pretty much everything is going to have the base, a very similar pattern, isn't it? So we're going to see a big shoot up on Friday, and then kind of just a slow bleed back down. We'll just look at anything, and it will all basically kind of have the same pattern on it. Just big shoot up, and then just slow bleed back down, or most of the way back down. So there's not really much you can do with altcoins like this. When we get this type of trading, I mean, hype's on a different level, obviously, just kind of on its own. But when you get these events, it takes like a couple days, maybe even a week, for obviously alts to kind of split off again. Because as you can see, most of them obviously moved up on Friday, kind of distributed or leveled off, and then obviously sold off either into the weekend or into yesterday/today. So it takes a bit of time for them to kind of go the separate ways again and look a bit different. Obviously, you've got some that haven't retraced fully, but you know, you can see the gist on them, can't you? So, I mean, if you do want me to look at anything specific, obviously do let me know. ENA is back down, obviously in towards that demand zone. Yeah, so we're just kind of waiting on Bitcoin. Can we get a sense of life? I mean, we do have, obviously, the saving grace is this big, fat, juicy CME gap. My God, that is a big one. Obviously, we opened it, and then we've just gone lower since. So, obviously, the CME gap was, if I just mark it on, let's just put where it's gone up to since to fill it, because then that makes more sense instead of, but if we put it, I mean, really we should put it there, but it's filled in. No, let's just put it where it got created, actually. So it's filled in some of it already, but we obviously do have quite a bit of work to do on it. So yeah, big CME gap. I'll be honest. I mean, really, I would have liked to have seen Bitcoin go to like 118, 119, maybe even 120 and test that kind of zone. But if somehow, obviously, Bitcoin makes a U-turn from here, I think 117k, round about where it closed the CME gap, I think I would close this long then. I just don't trust it. It's so weak. ETH, did we have one created on ETH? No. But we did actually. No, yeah, we did. We had a small one created on ETH. So we closed that candle. We do actually have a CME gap open on ETH. There we go. Yeah. Right towards the highs. There we go. So we do actually have one on ETH as well, if you're wondering. I'm not looking at it anymore. I don't even know if there is such things as like Solana CME gap. I imagine there is, because Solana futures will be on CME, but I mean, who looks at that really? But yeah, what's everyone doing today anyway? Obviously, bank holiday, sun shining. Well, to those of you in the UK anyway. Don't know where you are. If you're in a different part of the world, let me know where you are. But yeah, sun shining. Obviously, USDT dominance is ticking up, which is something we don't want to see. Obviously, we went through that last week. We kind of need it slamming back into this grey zone and then eventually breaking below there. But yeah, let me know what you're all up to today. And what would you like me to look at? Tell you what we'll do next. We'll look at the liquidation levels next. Change it to stable dominance. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we could do. I mean, thing is, USDT is so dominant in the market. Still, like, what? How many times bigger is it than USDC? And then apart from that, you don't really need any more, do you? The thing is, we've got a good marker on the USDT. It might show the exact same thing, to be fair. How many times bigger is it? Oh, bloody hell. It's like nearly 3 times bigger still. Anyway, let's do it. Let's see. Crypto stablecoin dominance. There we go. We'll pull it up. Let's see. The thing I like about the USDT one is it basically just lines up perfectly with obviously how the market has been over the past couple of years. Like you can exactly see when USDT dominance comes into that zone that has marked tops perfectly. Let's see if we've got a similar pattern. I mean, well, actually, this hasn't even been going that long, has it? This has only been going since May. But maybe this is the region. Maybe this is the region then that we want to look at. Obviously, when we get here is obviously where we kind of mark a top. By the seams of it. So what we want is obviously to break down from here and start going down. I imagine that probably perfectly lines up with this area on USDT, on Tether. I imagine it probably perfectly lines up with that. And basically, we just want to break. Obviously, first of all, come back into it because that would give the market a good push. But then, I mean, I think ultimately, if we push down on Tether, the thing is on the handy thing with USDT is you can actually go back and look. Now, I think personally, if we came into this area between, it's a bit of a wide range. Maybe we could identify somewhere a bit better in here. I mean, if we got in there, my God, that market pump would be insane. But you can kind of look at this and maybe kind of gauge where the market top would be by using this. I think we've potentially got two regions, haven't we? To the downside, you've got kind of this area here. You've got this grey area here, and then you've got the one down below, which would obviously be like max euphoria, where this one would obviously be very good for the market as well. But yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on that, Wiz. Thank you. I'll definitely keep an eye on stables dominance as well, because yeah, pretty much the same thing. The only good thing, Tether obviously has more data. Nicholas is in LA, moving to your HUD for postgrad in a couple weeks. Whoa, really? Is that right, Nicholas? So you're in obviously LA, California, and you're moving to where? When you say my HUD, how do you know where I am? What have you? So are you still in obviously what you would call college then? You're still in college. What have you been studying, Nicholas? That's fantastic. I don't think I've seen you before, Nicholas. Please do. If this is your first time, drop a subscribe. It'd be great to welcome you back. Man's going from LA to Liverpool. Not sure what's wrong. To be fair, I actually don't live in Liverpool anymore. I don't live in Liverpool anymore. I never did in the first place, really. I was like on the outskirts. I never really did. I had an L postcode. I did have an L postcode, but I don't live there anymore. The big smoke. Oh no, he's going to London. He's going to London, Wiz. Oh, he's going to the big smoke. Yeah, London. He's going to London. Oh, right. Okay, so you're moving. What are you moving for? Oh, grad school. Right. Oh, so you're going to... Wow. What one are you going, Nicholas? So you're moving from LA to London for grad school. What's grad school? What would you consider grad school? Is that like a follow-on from college? Or is that a follow-on from college, or? Let's see if Grok can tell us. Hang on, what am I doing there? Let's see. Is it like maybe doing your masters? What we'd consider doing your masters is short for graduate school. It refers to a higher level of education pursued after completing an undergraduate degree. Right, a bachelor's. Right. Okay. And what are you doing, Nicholas? That is fantastic. Well done, mate. Well done. St. George, Masters, Energy, Economics, and Policy. Wow. Round of applause. Round of applause for our man, Nicholas. Well done. Well done. Afternoon, Stonksy. I saw that. But less than doctoring or lawyering amounts of skill, right? Well, that's great, mate. I mean, good luck. Good luck on your move. I mean, you know, it's not a short move, that is it? I think if you was to get a direct flight from London to LA, what is it? Like about 15 hours? Something like that. Must be a long, if you go direct, it must be a long flight. I don't even know if you can go direct. What is that? Probably about 15 hours, 12 hours. Yeah, it's a big move. Well done, mate. Congratulations. And yeah, I hope you enjoy your time in London. How many years are you going to be there for? Or do you reckon you'll end up staying there once you graduate? You must be paying a decent wedge for that, because obviously over here it works. I think it works very different. Obviously over here, the student loans work a lot different to American ones, I think. Over here, I think you end up paying a lot less than you obviously actually borrow, I think. I'm also a permanent resident of New Zealand. I'm a what? A masochist? But yeah, forgive me, I don't know what that word is. A masochist for flight times. Well, mate, that is super interesting. And I hope you have a great time. Stay safe. By the way, stay safe. And obviously, you're in London, so if you're walking around at night time, don't have any nice watches on. Don't have any nice watches on if you're walking around at night time, is my advice to you. And also, be careful with your phone. There's a lot of phone snatching going on in London now. So, yeah, be careful with your phone. Like, just keep tight hold of it. And obviously, just be a bit aware. Yeah, so just keep a tight hold of your phone. If you're going out at night time, don't wear your watch. Or if you're going to nice parts, it's fine. Just obviously be a bit wary of it. There's a lot of snatching. There's like a lot of snatching. So yeah, just a bit of friendly advice for you. Nicholas, David, I don't think I'm going anymore, Wiz. I don't think I'm going because I'm moving house. I'm moving house around that time, so I don't think I'll be coming anymore, unfortunately. Got too much to do and too much expense. Because I was trying to calculate it. I think like obviously full 3 days in London is probably around 600 quid, and I was like, that would like nearly buy all the oak doors that I want to buy for the inside of the house that I'm moving to. I want to get all new doors, and you know, like the nice heavy oak ones. So I was thinking, 3 days in London, or just buy all my internal doors, like. So, but I'm welcome to be sponsored. I'm welcome to be sponsored. I'm only joking. No, yeah. So maybe plan something. I was thinking maybe plan some sort of Stonksy meetup, maybe for maybe early next year, where we'll actually, you know, try and get people together and stuff for Stonksy. Which I think would be good. But yeah, anyway, that was fascinating. What an interesting bit of conversation that was. Should we see what we're getting pre-market? Obviously, Nvidia shares this week. Wiz, what are you thinking on Nvidia shares, or what is your AI thinking on Nvidia shares? Earnings, sorry, not shares. What are you thinking on earnings? Wednesday is it's after market close on Wednesday as well. Oh my god, that's gonna hit like crack or hit like a bloody ton of bricks in it. What have we got? We've not got much movement really. Not got massive movement on the S&P. Obviously Tesla had a good pump, didn't it, on Friday? It was up 6%. Google also had a good run. It kind of seems like obviously the ones that were lagging behind were like Google, Tesla, Amazon, weren't it? Lagging behind Meta and Microsoft. They seem to have like leveled off or potentially maybe topped out for the time being. And the others are starting to. And now obviously Apple was another one that was lagging behind. It's basically Nvidia, Microsoft and Meta that were the ones that were running hot, weren't it? SBET, look at that. That was up massively on Friday. UPXI, the Solana guys. This stock is insane. Hi Nick, how we doing? I'm short generally. The thing is, if that thing's has a bad earnings report, it's gonna knock the stock market massively in it, and probably crypto. Yeah. Dave, you can trade it up to 100x on chain with Ostium if you want to play. All right, okay. Yeah, I still keep meaning to have a look at that. I remember you telling me about that a few weeks ago. I will definitely have a look at it. Let's see what we're getting on Fed Watch. Obviously, after Friday's chaos. Do you know what? I'm so annoyed that I didn't hold my long on Friday past 115k. If I'd have just held it and even just stayed on stream looking at it, would have got to 117 and then I'd have slapped it. And then it would have all been rosy. I would have made like probably nearly no. Yeah, it would have been a nice good wedge. Oh, there we go. So up to 83% now. 83%. So it's getting a bit of a U-turn in it. It was massively high, then it took a dip, and then obviously now it's going higher again. Bitcoin just can't catch a break, can it? It just can't catch a break. Let's go and see the liquidation levels. I mean, while someone is unloading so much spot, you got to remember this doesn't really mean a lot. While someone has got so much Bitcoin and just keeps unloading it on the market, pushing the price down, it really doesn't matter all that much while they have control of the market, because there could be just massive amounts of liquidity like we're seeing here at 115k, and they could just stay there because as long as they keep hammering it down, there's no real chance for a short squeeze. But I mean, as you can see, yeah, the liquidity is building to the upside. I mean, we've taken big weekly liquidity, haven't we? I mean, that one up there at 100, look, yeah, that would be above them highs. You find it hard to believe that we don't at least get some rotation back upwards, don't you? Like, I would be shocked if we just completely just collapse from here. Well, to be fair, no, I actually wouldn't. I wouldn't be shocked. No, it wouldn't surprise me, because it's all we've had in it so far. It's literally all we've had. Since we made that all-time high of just completely nuking. Sailor is buying. Yeah, he posted the thing yesterday, didn't he? Okay, the thing is, he can't buy much. This is the problem now. So, obviously, this whole time, we've had Sailor propping up the market, obviously with a few others. I don't know, to be fair, they did a decent buy. They did 350 million. I mean, where the hell is that on the chart? This, maybe? Was maybe this Saturday? Maybe this was them? Or maybe this? I really don't know. I assume, what was their average entry, actually? 115.8. God, it's even worse than I thought. Maybe this was them. I don't know. Maybe this was them. Jesus Christ. They just can't. They can't prop up the market anymore where they had been, hadn't they? You know, Sailor was just literally top blasting it, and they can't. I mean, even Metaplanet bought 11 million. It's not going to move the price, is it? It's not going to move the price. So yeah, I'm kind of a bit concerned about the state that Bitcoin's in, because the main buyers now can't really buy much more, or not in the mass and the frequency that there was. So that's obviously one concerning bit about it, is the main money guys that were kind of driving, the move up, Sailor and Co, kind of struggling to borrow as much money now, and obviously prop up the market. So yeah, it's a bit of an interesting situation. So, but yeah, I mean, while the stock price keeps coming down, I mean, if you look at it as well, MSTR was kind of giving us the signs, wasn't it, that the Bitcoin crash was coming? Because if you go back, and you actually look at it, if we go back to the weekly, this actually front run. This front run the Bitcoin breakout. So if you see, obviously we was ranging in here last year. So if I just highlight that for you, we were ranging in here last year. Obviously from when Bitcoin made its new all-time high to then, that big long consolidation we had. But then if you look, obviously MSTR started to break out then. And it started to obviously break out of its range and push up. And obviously this is, where did we get it? I think, no, it was this, wasn't it? This move, yeah, was obviously where Trump got elected and then it had it kind of blow off top. So it kind of front run the Bitcoin move, which obviously if we look now, it's obviously front run kind of the dump a bit. Because it started to dump a lot sooner than Bitcoin did. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know where I stand on it. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what they do. I mean, 300 million is still not a bad buy, is it? But it's not going to move the market like when he was just turbo blasting like 1 billion, 2 billion. We bought didn't they buy like 10 billion within the space of like a week or two or a couple of weeks? Just absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, I don't think, as for as long as obviously the stock price remains down as well, you can't really see a way where he's going to be able to get as much in. But ETH is making a slight recovery. So obviously we have been trading down on ETH. Obviously we made the all-time high yesterday and then we just slam dunked it. And then Stonksy actually came in with a short on the 5 minute, which has been superb. Really superb recently, particularly on Bitcoin, but also on alt on the 5 minute. But we did get obviously the red background and we got the double confirmation with the arrow coming in. And then we traded it all the way down. But if you look, ETH, obviously while Bitcoin remains in and around these lows here, ETH is starting to turn a bit lower time frame. So as we can see, it's putting together a bit of a rally now. If we go over to ETH Bitcoin, you'll see that is starting to make a bit of a resurgence and Bitcoin dominance should be falling off. Yeah, there we go. So ETH is starting to get a bit of a resurgence. So yeah, I mean, could we go back up? We absolutely could. But I mean, yeah, the main thing obviously is whoever is offloading the Bitcoin to buy ETH is that they kind of stop doing it at such an aggressive rate, or it's just going to take the market down with it, isn't it? But yeah, all looking good on ETH. What have we got? Nick, I don't know what you're laughing at. Oh, TMG's here. Like the stream. Yeah, do make sure you like the stream, everyone. Do grab that like button by the horns, because currently we cannot grab the bull by the horns, can we? So do make sure you grab that like button. Give it a little tickle. Just tickle it until it thumbs up is coloured in. And that will obviously help the stream out massively. What are we on? Let's see. 14 likes with 17 viewers. Not bad, not bad. They are out of cash. Seems so, doesn't it? Seems so. Or at least, yeah, they're really struggling to borrow more. Which does obviously give a bit of an uneasy feeling, given that if they're out of cash now, then like they're just unable to support the price should it start to go lower, which has always been my kind of really bugbear with Sailor and Co. Is that they raise money and they just absolutely top blast it and just fire it into the market at will, because it's like they've got some sort of complex where they just can't hold on to the cash and just be a bit sensible and be like, oh, maybe the price might actually correct a bit. Let's put some limit bids in to actually support it at a key level. No, they don't do that. They literally just get the money and they just go, right, let's just fire it in like a machine gun and just completely blast it wherever it is. There's no kind of like logical thought behind it as to like looking at the chart. Prime example is if we go back to Bitcoin and we look at the 1 week. So obviously, when we was, where was it? I can't remember. Was it this bit or this bit? I can't remember, but there was one of these areas here. I think it might have been this most recent one. I think it was here, where obviously they were buying. And if you look, obviously at some point you could suggest, after we got these 3 candles, that eventually Bitcoin, might come in and test weekly SR down here and fill in some of this candle. So instead of taking some of the money that they raised to, layer some bids in to, obviously provide support for the price down here, should it get there, and get themselves a better entry too. They don't do that. They just get it and just fire it into the market at will and just be like, nah, fuck it. Let's just fire it in and who cares? Which will probably, in my view, come and really bite them on the arse, because the price obviously needs to be supported for a long period of time, not just in the millisecond that they raise cash. So, should we short altcoins? What does Stonksy say? We'll have a look. But at the moment, it suggests, well, it's already caught the ETH move. Is it true someone sold 25,000 Bitcoin at market? I don't know what. I'll be honest, Nick. I don't know. It definitely was either a big kind of FU to the market, and someone did it on purpose, or it was a fat finger. I don't know which one, because if they had, say if they had a big, massive, juicy short loaded on from up here, then, you know, they could have just completely, you know, they could have walked it down, or just be like, F this, let's just unload it. Or or it could have been a fat finger. I don't know. I really don't know. What's the feeling in the chat? Are we still on a bull run, or is there a chance the top is in already? I mean, there's always a chance, isn't there? There's always a chance the top is in. And, you know, you could use, for instance, right? You could use Exhibit A, right? Is that obviously Bitcoin has come up, it's reached obviously historical highs, quite a key level, just below 125k. You know, that's obviously 125, 150, 175, 200 are kind of going to be the markers now, aren't they? Potentially, instead of like 10k intervals, because what's 10k intervals if you're going up that much? So maybe them kind of quarter intervals are going to be the marker. But if you look at it, and obviously for where Bitcoin is, if you go back and actually have a look at last cycle, we obviously started to distribute here. So if you look, we came up, obviously reached the kind of top region. We topped out here, but, you know, obviously in here, this is where Bitcoin was distributing. So it was distributing for a long while, you know, a good 2-3 months. You could also argue that maybe this was the main distribution here. Doesn't really matter, because what we're looking at is the pattern. So obviously price is basically just being held in a range. Now, obviously, what the key thing to note is how ETH has reacted. So obviously, compared to the past few times when we've had the run up to obviously here, and obviously once we got up to this point, the current one is where ETH has been the most strongest. Now, if we look at what happened last time with ETH when we got into the distribution range on Bitcoin, so let's go and have a look. As you can see, we just completely just mega run, topped out, and then sold off. And then obviously we then went again, you know, towards the end of the year when Bitcoin made its double top. But if you see, kind of, we just went full blown, you know, very similar as well, you know, from around the same levels, you know, just complete bull mode all the way up past 4K. So if we go and look at obviously what it's done this time, as you can see, just complete bull mode. Now, it's obviously not going to look the exact same. It's going to look different because we're in different cycles, but Bitcoin is no doubt in a range. Is it distribution? We don't know yet, because obviously it needs to fall and correct for potentially us to mark a top. But when you look at Bitcoin last cycle, and you obviously look at how it behaved, distributing in a range, price being held there, but also with altcoins. So obviously the past couple ones, we've not had really much altcoin fun, have we? But obviously ETH this time has been performing very well. So it does kind of beg the question, are we kind of in this phase here where ETH is just kind of getting its blow off top move? So that would probably be one argument if you're looking for a top argument. Yeah, definitely similarities between this cycle and last cycle for how Bitcoin and ETH are behaving. What do you think, Pelin? What do you think? I don't think. Well, obviously, I'm guessing that you don't think it isn't, because you're saying that you're gonna reallocate towards October, aren't you? You said. Afternoon, Loki. How we doing? Great to see you. What your thoughts on the market, mate? What your thoughts? I actually was. For those of you that have just joined, I actually was on stream last night when this happened, and it was crazy. I did actually bag an entry that we've now round tripped, but I did fire in a market buy at 110.6, and I didn't get filled on it, so I had to quickly do it again, which dragged obviously when the price started to rebound. So I didn't get like as good of an entry as I would have had down here. You know, that's like the difference of just over $600. So I'd be in a much comfier position down here when I first hit buy on stream than up here. But yeah, so I've completely round tripped that. We saw it go up, and then I've just kind of just left it alone. I think I'm just going to leave this alone. We either liquidate me, or I'm going to have a good entry in you know, a couple days time, maybe a week time, 2 weeks, whatever. I'm 50-50. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'll be honest, I don't really care, because all I'm really interested in is trading the market. So to me, it doesn't really matter. I'm just really interested in trading the market. So yeah, it doesn't matter a whole lot to me whether it's in or not. Kind of the argument whether it's in or not, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you can't have any effect on it. So all you can do is look at the market and trade it. Whether you believe the top is in mainly depends on obviously spot buys and spot bags. Now that's obviously a totally different question, isn't it? But in terms of a trading aspect, it doesn't really matter whether the top's in or not, because all you can do is obviously just look at where Bitcoin's at, identify some key levels, see what Stonksy's saying to guide us, and then, you know, move from there. But I'm keen to see if this red background on ETH comes out and goes either neutral or into a green, because obviously we have caught it very nicely from up here. So I'm very keen to see if that exits, which at the moment, obviously, it's showing low time frame strength, so we could get a potential U-turn. I'm long on Bitcoin, but I still have my short running from 124k. Yeah, I mean, I think that's obviously a great entry. I shorted 123, and then I closed it like nowhere near as far down as I should have. I should have held on to it. So yeah, that's kind of haunting me now. But I mean, it's good to hedge in it. What you thinking for your long, Loki? Where are you looking for upside? What is going on? Hang on. I think this may have frozen. Wait there. I think this may have frozen. Let me know in the chat. Can you still hear me? I think my screen's frozen. Let me know in the chat. Can you guys still hear me? I'm pretty sure that my screen is frozen. So I don't know if you can or not. How do you do Control Alt Delete on Mac? Shift Control Command? No. Defo can hear you. Does anyone know how you do Control Alt Delete on Mac? Dung Schlung, I can hear your cute voice. Save says Defo can hear you. Very good. Well, at least you can still hear me. I can't do anything on the screen because my screen is froze. How do I do Control Alt Delete on Mac? Anyone? Yeah. At the moment, I'm kind of stuck because nothing is responsive. Command Option Q. Option Command Q. Nope. Right, hang on. I might just have to reset my system then. I'll probably be gone for like 1 minute. Stay there. Everything's just froze. Nothing's working. Nothing's working. Like my mouse is wiggling. My mouse is wiggling, but I just can't click anything. Like just nothing's clicking. It's weird. Like my mouse is wiggling, but I just can't click anything. So, what or escape? Oh yeah, there we go. Let me try and force quit something. I'm back. I'm back. There we go. You thought you'd got rid of me, had you? You think you got rid of me? No chance. It's all right, mate. I'm back. Don't worry. I think we're all good. Let me see if I can click things. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back, baby. Oh, and Bitcoin is. Now, I've used this phrase very loosely. Bitcoin is pumping. We've gone from there to there. Way. Swing high below weekly SR at 119.5k. Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously going to remain long on mine. I have managed to snag an entry as well on my proper account. Since we retraced this, I've managed to snag an entry on my main BLOFIN account as well. So I'm running the two at the moment, which is nice. So even if it goes and fills the CME gap at 117, I think personally I'm going to be pretty satisfied. I mean, on here, 119 would bring 113 with just $370 of margin because we're running 50x. So that would be great. 117 would bring. So I'm trying to do the multiples in my head of what I'd get on my personal account. That'd be nice. I mean, that would bring a grand. 117. It's probably not even worth risking it for the sake of $300. So I'll just take it out and just rock with it. Let's go. I'd be very very happy to have that as my weekly trade earnings. But yeah, let me know in the chat what altcoins do you want me to run through. Let me know what altcoins do you want me to run through, and we'll run through some. However, I will warn you that they are all basically displaying the same pattern of pump Friday, distribution / slow bleed down, and just hanging around. But yeah, come on, Bitcoin, here we go. Let's have it. Let's go. Anyone else? Let me know your thoughts. It'd be great to obviously hear everyone else's thoughts. Save, what are you doing, mate? Oh, did you have one of your shorts still open for that drop last night? Did you just a walk in Hardman Street? Says Dread. We are getting a nice move up on Bitcoin, aren't we? We're getting a nice move up on Bitcoin. This is good to see. This is good to see. Move as far away from my entry as possible, please. Move as far away from my entry as possible. Now I can't remember where did we draw this blue line? I can't remember where this blue line's come from, but it's providing SR, isn't it? Low time frame there. All right, so that is the low of earlier in the month. So that is the low of early August. So currently, if you actually look at that, that is actually providing quite good SR low time frame. I mean, got support obviously came in last night here, and then resistance. So it looks like obviously low time frame. 111.830 is the level to break for us to unlock that sweet squeeze up. I closed my short about an hour before the drop. Oh, no way. To be fair, yeah, I mean, no one would know that's coming unless you was the guy with the Bitcoin, would you? 111.900 is my entry from yesterday. Oh, Steampunk, welcome, you legends. Great to see you. How are you doing? It's great to see you, mate. I don't think I've seen you in a couple of weeks now. How have you been? Do make sure if you've just joined the stream or if you haven't already, drop a like on it. And Dread, I don't know if I've seen you in the stream before, mate. No, I have actually. I have. I'm sure I have. But anyone else who's new to the stream, make sure you subscribe. We're now past 2.2k, so always, on the march upwards. So 2.3k is the next objective. So let's get it in. And obviously you can help me by being that +1. So yeah, thank you in advance. But yeah, Bitcoin's moving up on nice. What else is looking pretty interesting? Anything else? Anything else looking pretty interesting? I don't know. I mean, Stonksy's been doing the work, depending on, obviously, what you like to trade. But, I mean, look at all these gorgeous red backgrounds. It's on the 5-minute time frame we're looking at it currently. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Doing the work. Hype is fantastic, isn't it? Let's see what happened to Aero. Bang, there we go. So yeah, if you are new and you don't know what this indicator is Stonksy. This indicator that you see on the screen is Stonksy, and it's made up of many different working parts. As you can see, all this is Stonksy, including the oscillator. And we do have a big offer on Stonksy at the moment, which is 35% off annual and lifetime. So these are automatically applied at checkout on lifetime and annual. So do come and join if you haven't already. Or ultimately, you can also grab 20% off your first month if you want to come and try it for a month with code BOT20. That's on this one. Now, you got to be aware, this one, as it says oscillator only, literally means oscillator only. So you just get oscillator and Discord access. You don't get full indicator access. You don't get bot access. But if you do want to come and try it for a month, yeah, you can grab 20% off your first month with this. Or, yeah, grab 35% off. And these automatically apply at checkout. Dung Schlung, how was your weekend, Davey? Did you eat anything good? The weekend was nice. Yeah, the weekend was lovely. I went out for lunch yesterday. I had a beef chili jacket potato. It's lovely. Yeah. Sol, you want me to look at Sol, Brandon? Okay, let's go. So Stonksy's been doing quite nice on that. Let's see, go to the 1 hour. So still green on the 1 hour. If we zoom out though on Sol, zoom out. Let's go. We are obviously in an uptrend, so you got to remember we're in an uptrend on Sol. Now, this area here above kind of 206 is obviously proving to be solid resistance. Now, this is exactly what we looked at on stream. These Sol levels have been mapped out for months. Honestly, months and months and months, like all of these. But this is the biggie, in my opinion. So if you see here to the left back in February, this is obviously where we came down. And just look at them rejection wicks there. Just obviously, this is where supply was coming in and then we sold off. Now, if you scroll over, this is obviously where we're failing currently to close above. So this is remaining big supply for Sol. Now, if we clear that, I've seen obviously people say kind of like 220. I think 230 is kind of where I'd be keen to see, should we close a daily candle above here. So we need to kind of get above like 207. You know, if you want kind of a comfy distance, then, you know, you could say 210, whatever. But then obviously naturally you look at that and you think, yeah, you know, you could maybe get a bit of resistance up towards 220, you know, obviously as you come into kind of the heights of there. But here I think would be you know, maybe we kind of wick up, maybe we could wick up into there and maybe close the daily below 220, who knows. But I think for me 230 is kind of what I'm eyeing up. Now from there, obviously above that, then it was straight up to 260 resistance on the daily. So yeah, that's where we're at with Sol. I mean, if we were looking, you know, obviously for a bounce zone, if Bitcoin fails to bounce anytime soon and you know, we bleed down, then I think where Stonksy's got this line drew here at 190, you can see that has been SR all along here since last week. Clear SR at 190. I think that's where I'd be looking for a bounce in at 190. If not, then maybe down to the level that we got mapped out at 185. But I mean, ideally, we wouldn't get that because that maybe suggests that Bitcoin is going to take another tumble to the downside. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at on Sol. I think level wise and Stonksy wise, we are still green, so still looking all right. But on the 5 minute, yeah, we are we're red. But how was your weekend, Dungslung? What did you get up to? Did you do anything nice? Did you, anything fun, whatever? Awesome. I do have an idea that we get a crypto winter and it slows down. Really? Okay. What kind of are you thinking? Are you thinking like pump up maybe into October, November, and then kind of that's it? Or are you thinking from now potentially? What are you thinking, Brandon? From now, I do remote viewing through meditation and REM consciousness. Really? What? So you let that guide you through the market? I have seen we don't get rate cuts and we end up dumping. Really? Well, so you've kind of visioned this out in like meditation and stuff like that. That is fascinating. Never heard of anyone doing that before. I don't think. Obviously, you hear people using like the stars and stuff like that, haven't you? And obviously, like the moon phases and all sorts of stuff like that. But I've never heard of anyone doing that. Wow. I mean, yes. God, I don't even know what to expect once we come to that Fed meeting. I think if we've had a nice pump into it, then I'm going to be very, very cautious of what comes after that. If we pump into this Fed meeting in September, yeah, I'm going to be very, very cautious about going into it and obviously what may come after. Because whether they cut or not, it could be a sell the news event either way, couldn't it? Because obviously if they don't cut, then the expectation kind of pops the bubble, doesn't it? Because the market's been rallying, expecting a cut. If they cut, then it could just be a sell the news event because the market has been rallying in expectation of what's happened. So, yeah, I'm going to be very cautious going into that. But, I mean, ideally, we could, if things shape up well, we could have a good, 3 weeks or so if Bitcoin can shape itself leading into, obviously, this Fed meeting. Controlling your dreams, it's like deja vu. And how do you do that? How do you control your dreams? I think that would be epic. That would be absolutely epic. Yes, Trump will end up backing bonds with gold on a crypto reserve in about March of 26. Fasting and deep meditation. My God. You're serious about it, aren't you? Wow. Well, you want to get on Polymarket, mate? You want to get on Polymarket? If that's the case and you truly believe that, then obviously aside from trading, you could maybe hit a few good ones with Polymarket if you actually, genuinely believe that based on what you've meditated and stuff. Because I assume there'll probably be, I mean, should we go and have a look? Let's go and see what the probability is that the Fed don't cut. You could obviously potentially get yourself a nice earn, especially if it goes to like 90+%, then let's see. As if they're doing a bloody 2028 presidential winner already. Right, where are we going? What would we call it? Fed. Oh, here we go. Fed decision. So there's actually. There you go. No changes. Currently 17%. So no change is currently 17%. So $100 on that would return 555.89. So you're working at like just over 5 to 1, aren't you? You're working at like 5.5 to 1. The new Fed chair will be the one to make the difference. There will be a spiritual separation. He will be hated and loved by many. Bloody hell. Seems like we're going a bit down a deep alley here, doesn't it? And have you seen the new? Have you seen the new Fed chair? Do you know who it is? Give us your wisdom. Have you seen the new Fed chair? I'm fascinated by this now. It's fascinating. Yeah. I'm with a group called Future Forecasters, says Brandon. I'm not sure about chairs, but if I meditate deeply, I can see Dave's new outdoors. Mate, you're gonna buy him for me. I heard that you're gonna buy him for me because you keep bragging in the Discord about all this money that you're making, and you keep bragging on stream about all this money that you make. So I heard that you're gonna buy him for me. So you've seen his face, but you don't know who he is. Well, would he not just be one of all the ones that are rumored to potentially be out of selection? Would it not just be one of them? Have you Googled like the front runners for obviously Fed chair selection? Like, you know, how many of them there is, and then like try to see the face. Let's go and have a look. Let's see. New Fed chair front runners. Right. Let's see if we can we see it? Can we see the faces? Here we go. Here they are. Right. Is it any of these? Any of these, Brandon? Any of these people? No, he's not the rumored ones. Oh wow. Oh well, that would really be something, wouldn't it? Honestly, I tell you what. If you turn out to be right, can you see other stuff? Right. So let me ask you a question. What have you actually seen prior to happening that's actually happened that has kind of blown you away the most? So give us like a few examples of like what you've seen beforehand and then it's actually ended up coming true. Give us a few examples. I'm fascinated to know what have you like kind of seen in your, in your mind and stuff and ahead of time, and then it's actually come to fruition. I'd be fascinated to know. Let me know. How interesting. ETH continues to make its rise. It's having a nice little, low time frame rally up, hasn't it? Since we came on stream. Very, very nice. AVAX. AVAX is obviously, we've caught the downtrend nicely, but I look at AVAX and I do think, we've had this drew out. It needs the market to kind of come good, doesn't it? It needs the market to kind of catalyze this. But I do think once it gets over like $28, $27.50, it does look like it's really compressing now. Obviously, we had like kind of big volatility here. Then obviously we put in a higher low, but then as you can see, like the kind of movement's really contracting now, isn't it? So I'm fascinated by AVAX. But it needs the market with it, doesn't it? It needs the market with it. But I do think at some point we'll look back at AVAX. Obviously, not financial advice. It's important to remember that. But I think, we'll look back at the market at some point and think, yeah, like, with that daily resistance broken, it was just like a laser beam up there. And Bitcoin, on the other hand, has the chance to do something absolutely hilarious today by closing the candle green. Now, will it do it? We just don't know yet. But it does have the chance to do something absolutely hilarious and close today's candle green. Jerome and Trump's argument of rate cuts back in 23. Really? Wow. Is it also forming parabola on high time frame? What is, Nicholas? What are you referring to? Can you see the ETH dominance? We can do, yeah, we can. I'm just going to run the toilet very, very quickly. So I'll be back in just a second, and then we'll look at ETH dominance. And Nicholas, let me know what it is you're referring to about parabola on the high time frame, and we'll look at that as well, or unless you're referring to AVAX. I'll be back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Oh. Right. I've seen some airy things. I targeted. Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know too much about all this. Let's see. ETH dominance. You want me to look at ETH dominance? Right. Let's have a look for good old Nick. Anything for you, Nick. Yeah, I mean, we actually came into quite a interesting point, haven't we? Along here. I mean, that's a superb push up, isn't it? I mean, how different is that to looking at ETH Bitcoin? Very similar, isn't it? It's very, very similar. So I don't know whether there's kind of like benefits to looking at ETH dominance instead of just looking at ETH Bitcoin. But I mean, yeah, unbelievable reversal. But as you can see, they're very, very similar, aren't they? I meant ETH, sorry, getting used to the pace of message. Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, it could be setting up for kind of like what we had on Bitcoin, where, you know, obviously once we actually broke out properly on Bitcoin, you know, let me go back. So obviously we had, you know, this is kind of the point that ETH is at, isn't it? In retrospect to its structure, because this is where, you know, Bitcoin created a new all-time high marginally. But I mean, I don't expect ETH to go on an 8-month consolidation, but in looking at obviously, once it actually properly did break it and broke it with, you know, force and volume, because this wasn't really price discovery, was it? This was like kind of a tip over, and then we just hit like flat resistance at like 71k, where this was proper price discovery. So obviously, yeah, we broke it with volume, and then, you know, obviously just surged, didn't we, for like a month straight. Maybe just over a month it was by the end, up to here, yeah. About, what would it be, about 5 weeks, something like that. So yeah, when we look at ETH, I mean, I've got some levels marked out to the upside. Now what's interesting is I don't actually know where these two levels have come from, because I tried to figure out yesterday by doing, you know, the fib retracements and stuff from different levels, and we did actually get one up to here, which is like 5.8, which I didn't mark out because it's slap bang in the middle here. But I can't remember the levels, the points of where I did these two levels from to get these two. Now, they both make sense because they're both basically between key points, obviously, right below 5,500 and right below 6,000. But I'm going to keep them on there because they might just turn out to be very useful or, you know, very accurate. Who knows? I can't exactly remember where I got them from, which is the interesting thing. But I mean, yeah, you would naturally say potential, you know, expansion towards 6k would make sense, wouldn't it? Just below, you know, are we going to get to 6k, or are we going to front run the downside pullback, you know, potentially? But I mean, as to where I see it going, I don't actually have kind of like a dollar figure in mind or region. I'll kind of just see how it behaves should it break out and go into that kind of, you know, proper price discovery phase like Bitcoin did. But I mean, really, there's not much we can use apart from round numbers and then fib retracements. That's really all we can use. So obviously you got 10k. Again, it would probably never hit it. It would, you know, maybe hit like 9.6, 9.7, maybe even a bit less before obviously the 10k sells get front run. You've got this, which was the extension from the previous all-time high to the cycle low. And then, yeah, like I said, these two numbers. But really, I mean, we just need to kind of see when it puts in potential, like, exhaustion, maybe a bit of a toppy pattern, and then go from there, don't we? But I would expect, you know, given that you've got all these funds buying it and you've got billionaires, obviously, with massive stacks still buying it, there is certainly potentially the room there to have like a proper explosive price discovery run. Now, as to where that is, I don't know. Obviously, some people will say 6. You get some people maybe saying 7 or 8, some 10. And I mean, I don't believe it, to be honest, but you may have some people say 12, 15, whatever. I don't see that personally. But yeah, I think it'd be unbelievable if that was it, wouldn't it? You just can't see it. Also, how Trump's world liberty finance will be massive for immediate process of what coins have a future. Oh, right, okay. Hey, how we doing, Delanium? Great to see you, mate. Great to see you. How's it hanging? Thank you very much for joining. It's great to see you, mate. How was your weekend? Did you have a good one? It's hanging. It's hanging loose, is it? Yeah. It's definitely a day for no boxes, that's for sure, isn't it? What are your thoughts on the market? What are your thoughts on the market? GM. Hello, John. 110k wick or something, then pump. Do you think? We had that yesterday. You want it again? You want it again? You want to do this all over again? Bloody hell. I don't know. I'm long and I'm just leaving it to run. I'll either get liquidated on this trade or it will be great. And there's kind of just no in between. I am accepting liquidation or glory on this trade. So we'll see what happens. What's annoying is on this account, if I hadn't got stopped out yesterday, we would have had a lovely, nice bit of size on as well. But yeah, I'm looking for 117 from here, and then kind of just seeing what happens from there. Howdy, Steve-O. How you doing? Great to see you. Are you off today, mate? Are you working on this fine bank holiday? What's going on with yourself? I can't wait to get out there. I can't wait to get out there after stream. Enjoy some of the weather. I'm very much looking forward to it, let me tell you. Did I just hear someone at my door? Hang on. Nope. Not that one. Nope. Working on some block paving at the moment, but the sun is lovely. It is, mate. As long as you're outside, that's the main thing, isn't it? At least you're still outside, mate. God, the wife loves cracking the whip with you, don't she? The wife loves cracking the whip with you. No rest for Steve-O. No rest. All work. Poor Steve-O. Poor Steve-O. Have another hour and off for the day. Yeah, nice, mate. Nice early finish. Yeah. Get out there. Get your legs out. Get your feet up. Enjoy the sun. Sounds about right. What should we move on to next? I don't know. I mean, there's not really much going on. Is there? We're just waiting for Bitcoin to bounce or die. What have we got here? Let's see. I haven't looked on Polymarket for ages. What price will Bitcoin hit in August? There's a 4% chance of 125k. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh. There's currently a 1% chance that it gets above 114k today. I don't know whether I'm just being blindly optimistic, but I don't even think that that's that far away. I mean, the fact that 112k is 33% chance is not bad, but I mean, bloody hell. I said, am I like blind or something, or just like I don't even think that that's that crazy considering we've got all the day left. As like a 1% chance thing. Like a $20 a $20 thing returns $1,240 if we get above 114k. Now, I'm guessing obviously this has to close above 114k, which obviously maybe is the sticking point. I mean, 112 is at 32%, isn't it? Which gives you like 3 to 1 basically. I don't know. I really just I don't see how that is that crazy. Like all it takes is a few good candles, doesn't it? And then it puts us up there. Oh, don't tell me that this just froze again. Oh man. My bloody computer's froze again. I'm gonna have to do the thing again. What was it? Option thing, yeah. Right, I'm back. Being off. Right, I'm back. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't. Does anyone think that that is crazy? I don't know whether it's crazy or not. I did say before, didn't I? Imagine if the daily closes green. I might have a stab at that. I'll be honest. I might have a stab at that. I don't know. Not financial advice, of course. Do not just go and take this based on that. But I didn't. Yeah, that's fascinating. Brandon SWC should do one of those special holidays in Spain. Yeah, can you imagine it? Can you imagine? Yeah, I can only imagine what would go on there then. Does Polymarket have an app? Does. Super. Gonna have a look at that then. I'll have a little look-see. 3 hours is very short for this bet. Oh, wait. I see. Yeah, wait. There we go. That's where it... Nick. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, it's only... Oh, right. There's only 2 hours. That's right. Yeah, I didn't look at the time. I just thought it meant by the end of the day. Oh, it's because it's got 3 hours. Right. There we go. Nick, you're a legend, mate. That's why. I thought it was meaning the end of the day because it said on August thingy, but yeah, that makes sense. There we go. What about this one? I didn't know that they did these. They're quite interesting, aren't they? 2 days, 2 hours. Bitcoin above. In 2 days' time, are we going to be above 114k? I think we probably will. So if you put $100 on that, that returns. Yeah, it's just it's not worth it. Not worth it. But interesting. I didn't know that these were like always running. To be honest, I've never really paid that much attention to it. Yeah, he saved me there, Nick. To be fair, he saved me. Selling off a bit now. We don't really have much data this week as well. We looked at it yesterday. We've only really got Friday. There is PCE on Friday. So we've actually got quite like a free kind of run into the end of the week, to be honest. The S&P is slowly but surely kind of drifting down. This comes out the traps and obviously starts pushing back up, or we get a positive reaction throughout the day. That might be the room that Bitcoin needs. But we'll have to see. Yeah, ETH is really making some ground on it now, isn't it? It's really making some ground, ETH. I've always bet against the odds. Have you? I'm not really much of a better, I'll be honest. I can't even remember the last time I placed a bet. Yeah, no, I can't even remember the last time I placed a bet. Oh, this is a good one for tonight. What are we thinking? Yeah, this one. This one. That's what gets it. Let's see what ones are going on in crypto. Let's see. Are there any kind of like interesting ones? Or is it just all price? These are quite interesting, aren't they? I mean, this is a bit of an interesting one, the Kanye one, because they could all. I mean, they have the money to pay for it, don't they? They have the money to pay for it. I don't know whether I wouldn't really be interested in doing that, but. Yeah, fascinating. Yeah, kind of just making our own fun today, aren't we? Bet as a trade. Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of just making our own fun today. Is anyone new here? Is anyone watching that is new? Anyone that's in the stream that this is your first time watching, or are you all veterans and all previous viewers? Let me know. Let's see what Solana's doing. Yeah, Solana's not really began pushing back up yet much, has it? Compared to ETH. Yeah. Link's quite interesting. Even though ETH is making a resurgence, Link is falling off. Maybe Link is due for a corrective phase. Perhaps. Something we could see is maybe a corrective phase on Link. I wouldn't rule out. You can't really see it. Let me make this a bit bigger. I wouldn't rule out a pull into perhaps like 2250-ish into here, because that seems obviously like a bit of a front run in this one, obviously, which would be the next level of interest down. Alternatively, we could pull into the some areas to watch for Link. But I mean, it's definitely looking like it's in a bit of a corrective phase now, doesn't it? Because it's not kind of utilizing that ETH strength. I mean, even obviously on Friday, it did quite well. But then since then, it's obviously fallen off, and it's not really showing signs of turning around low time frame. So I think, we could be in a corrective phase with Link now. Maybe that's here, or even here. Who knows? Definitely something to keep an eye on. We're now entering we've entered a red background too on the hourly, and we're still in it on the 5 minute, which has been working nicely. Veteran, bad dip on ETH today. Desperados, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. Solana moves when everything dips. Yeah, it's kind of becoming a bit of a bad omen for the market, innit? When it starts to perform on its own, because it kind of looks like a top each time. Still hustling, even on bank holiday. Love to see it. You know it, Bobby. You know it, Bobby Brown Shoes. Still here, mate. Still here, hustling away. Get in the hustling. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Yeah, we are still here, mate. As always, you wouldn't expect anything less from me, would you, Bob? It's a hedge, yeah. Well, we had that news, didn't we, overnight of Galaxy and a few others raising money to buy Solana. So it kind of like the move on its own was either kind of like a front run of that, or I don't know. So Bitcoin can't seem to get above this region here, can it? So we do need to do that if we're going to go back to the upside. 29 viewers though. Thank you to everyone that's jumped in. Please do make sure you drop a big like on the stream. If you are new, subscribe. Come back every day. Do stream daily. So it'd be great to welcome some new faces back. But we've smashed it on the likes. Well done. Big round of applause from myself for today. That is a monumental effort on the like count there. So big thank you to you legends that have done that. But yeah, if you do have any questions or you want me to look at anything specific, get it into the chat now before we round the stream off. Yeah. Obviously, if you're new to Stonksy and you don't know what Stonksy is, let me know and I can do a little full run through of it before we end the stream. I assume probably most of you have joined the stream before and you know what Stonksy is. But if there is anyone that's new there and you want me to look through, then yeah, pop it into the chat. Just say, yes, please, or I'm new here, or whatever. And I can run through the Stonksy indicator if you wish. What have we got on the... Have we got any kind of... What have we got on the sort of 4 hours rolled back over on the oscillator? On the 1 hour. Oh! Oh! Oh, look what's come in. So like we had it last week on Thursday when we had the green arrow come in here. And then obviously we got the big impulse. So the arrows, if you don't know, the arrows on the oscillator have an extremely high hit rate on the when we're looking at the 1 hour. The hit rate on them is absolutely superb. Now, obviously, we got one on Thursday, and then we got the huge move up. We've just had one come in, literally on the last hourly candle. Oh, I'm excited by that. Again, let's see where we are come tomorrow's stream, or obviously, see how price transpires in this week. But these, when you go through historically, the hit rate on them is very good. Again, that's not financial advice. Doesn't mean that we're going to go up in one straight line. Doesn't mean we're going to start bouncing and the downtrend's done. So don't take it as that. But of course, like I said, the hit rate on them is... I actually filmed a video on them on Friday as well. After we got this one coming on Thursday. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens now with price, because that's got me feeling a bit more confident now that we've had that arrow come in. So that's on the oscillator. So yeah, if you do want to get Stonksy, we have got 35% off the annual and lifetime. 35% off. Yeah, lifetime and annual. These are automatically applied at checkout, the discount. You can also grab the monthly for 20% off with code BOT20. So you have to put a code in on the monthly one. So you do get 20% off your first month with that. Or if you want just the oscillator, you can grab the oscillator and Discord access for £44 a month. But yeah, that is just oscillator and Discord access for that. But yeah, I'm keen to see what happens now, given that we've had a green arrow coming on the hourly. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. Hope you have a great weekend. I hope you've had a great weekend. Hope if you are obviously in the UK, hope you're having a nice bank holiday. Thank you for joining me today. I will of course be back tomorrow, and we'll be back to usual time today. I did it half an hour-ish earlier today, so I could enjoy some of the afternoon with it being bank holiday. We'll be back to usual time tomorrow. Obviously, we do have US Open in 10 minutes. It's not a holiday in the US. So do bear that in mind. US market will be opening in 10 minutes. So yeah, but we'll be back to usual time tomorrow, 1 o'clock UK time, to cover the Open and stuff. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do make sure like and sub and join Stonksy if you haven't. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye for now.